a domestic worker, you sometimes feel that you're just there to be used, and otherwise you're just nothing. You're alone, you got no one to speak to at night. And the baddest time is like in the evening, because you're not allowed to have people staying with you. You know, sometimes, like last Sunday, I didn't go anywhere, and I was just here. And then I was watching the 9 o'clock Sunday morning. I was listening to the gospel. Now I've been listening to the gospel. It was very touchy, and then I start crying because of the pain, you know. And sometimes the loneliness is that when you go back to work, you don't feel like speaking. You just become silent in your own world. You just do the work, but the pain sits here. And sometimes when you go to bed, it is so painful. And sometimes the treatment that you get, you know, it hurts so much. And that is what most of us sit tonight alone, because no one is allowed to come and visit. So you must just be the person who works for them and no one else on the premises. Yeah, I would say that Andrew meant quite a lot to me. You know, when Andrew was small, Andrew was a very easy baby. It was a pleasure to look after Andrew. Since he grew up, Andrew was such a disciplined child. We got a very good relationship. He respect me, and this is the most important thing, and I respect him. So we get on very well, and there was never a day that I can say I'm upset about him and he about me. We get on very well. I came to this clinic 10 years ago with Andrew, and it reminds me today sometimes when I actually look at him, and I cannot believe that I have to carry this little bundle on my arms to the clinic. As I entered the clinic the first day when I have to bring him here, it was just a strange feeling, bringing the child here and sit and wait for the nurses to come and speak to me and take Andrew for his injections. Today I recall the day when Andrew had his first injections, how Andrew was crying on my lap. And then I was also nearly in tears because this is not my child. In the clinic also in Harfield, I didn't see any colored person there or whatever, or an Indian or a Muslim person. It was only for whites. This is where your mommy gave birth in Vincent Pallotti Hospital in Pylands.
Yeah.
This is the day when you were born. And you were so small, so I put you right into the bucket, and then I was carrying you around the house. It was quite fun. Your daddy was always around.
Well, Auntie Esther's not like our domestic worker, she's more like family now. She's just been with us for so long. And she would always look after me a lot more when I was a young baby, because my mom used to work a lot, so Auntie Esther sort of looked after me a lot when I was growing up. It doesn't seem that unusual for me because it's quite normal in South Africa to obviously a mother and then a domestic worker. I don't think Auntie Esther filled the role of a mother, but she sort of helped to bring me up when my mom was working in town. So.
Maar het was een fantastische ervaring om ook samen met hom te werken. De prijslied is zo ongelooflijk krachtig. Ik weet niet wat.
I've got a son, and he was growing up with my mother. And you know, as a mother and a worker, it's everyone's and every woman's wish to see her child growing up. I didn't see my son growing up. I didn't see him start walking. I didn't see him crawling, because I have to relieve him when he was a tiny baby. It was tough to leave that small child there, and you know that child needs your attention as a mother. So if we really look, most of us got no right to bring our children on the premises. Even when you become pregnant on the premises, then you have to leave the job, because the employer doesn't want to keep up with you and the child. So it is an experience that I will never forget. And that is where the separation comes between me and my son. My son doesn't understand me, because I can remember when I went to see him, he was calling me auntie. And my mother said to him, "This is your mother." He said, "No, you are my mother." And that is where there's a separation between us now at the present moment. He doesn't believe really that I'm his mother, because I was never there for him, like staying with him, but I was looking after him and giving the things that he's supposed to have. It was not easy times, it was difficult times, and that is the situation. I became a member of the Domestic Workers Association, 1984. My employees didn't want me to speak with the other workers on the phone, so my boss used to say, "This is my phone and I pay rent for the phone and I pay for the phone." And then I said to him, "I think it's better. They apply for me for a phone, I will pay my own account." And then we had our Congress in Durban, where we had like a mini Congress. And then I was elected at the Congress 2001. I became the president of the South African Domestic Service and Allied Workers Union. Hello friend, how are you?
I'm alright, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I always look at this picture, and it reminds me on the trip that I went last year in the Netherlands. I think we still need a lot of change to be done, because if you look at the problems coming in, workers is phoning me about their problems, is that workers still are being treated like they've been treated in the apartheid years. And I don't think that most of our employees in our country did change, because if you go to the worker and you will listen to the worker's problem and you see the situation where the worker lives, it is very sad. It's still a long way for us to go. I feel okay. And I feel very much, as a domestic worker, proud of myself for what I gained in life. And that I am not that kind of a person who says that I want to mess up my life. I always say that I want to move forward And maybe on the other side of the mountain there's greener grass. And as I move forward, I want to become somewhere before I die and not remain as a domestic worker all the time.